All right, man. 210 Boxing TV here with Coach Rich Barrientes. Now, for your team, Team Barrios, you had a big win this weekend over Ugas. Talk about how the fight played out and the game plan and everything going in.
Yeah, it was a good victory for Barrios. You know, a lot of people counted him out in this fight just because in some of his, the two losses with Gervonta and with Thurman, people counted him out in this fight because Ugas is a veteran, he's an Olympian, come from the Cuban school of boxing. Everybody thought, he would outbox Barrios. The game plan in our fight, going into this fight was to use the jab and control the distance. We're the taller guy, Barrios was able to do that and stay disciplined, we've been working on it. We knew we were going to fight him early in the year. It kind of fell through, but we kept on working. He stayed out here in Vegas and we just kept working. And, the game plan came together, just, staying behind the jab and staying disciplined and showing that he can box too. Basically, the Mexican fighter outboxed the Cuban Olympian, So couldn't be happier with the performance, Now he's a two-time world champion, and everything's just on the way up for him,
Now, Rich, one of the wrinkles I saw, right, because Mario, he usually throws wide shots, left hook to the body. This one, everything was down the middle. Talk about that adjustment and the jab and straight right, everything down the middle.
Yeah, I knew, Ugas' camp too. They're not dumb. I'm sure they watched tape. In Barrios' previous fights, the left hook was a major weapon for him in a lot of his fights. So I think going into this fight, we had to be a little bit smarter. You know what I mean? We had to change it up for Mario. Have him throw straighter punches, clean up his footwork. And I told him as long as he threw, the key to landing some of them shots is throwing the right hands, open up the left hook. And everybody saw when he landed that short and a real short, clean left hook at that. It wasn't a wide one. It wasn't to the body. So we really worked on changing things up in this fight, and I think it really showed in his performance.
Mario's always been a good fighter, but is he a completely different animal at 147?
You know what? A lot of people counted him out, though, man. And I look at him as young, and he's in the prime of his career. He's here with us in Vegas. Obviously, in his last two fights, it showed that this is where he has to be, and this is where he'll probably end up staying. I think at 147, he's huge. He's a huge 147. So, I think his name should be up there with the Spences and the Crawfords and everything.
Now, as we mentioned about Mario, right? The move here, trainers, you don't like to talk that much about yourself and boot yourself up, but do you see that major improvement under your tutelage? Me and Bob Santos, we've been working hard with, obviously he was with Bob early in the career, and him coming here, it's kind of like my style, my boys are the Barrientes twins. We have a great jab, Barrios is similar in stature as with them, kind of long and tall. So I've been coaching that, that style my whole career. So it kind of just fits Barrios' style. His he's aggressive Mexican style. You add a little bit of boxing to that, and I think he's going to be, dangerous at 147. Bob was talking about,
because he can punch.
Exactly. Bob was talking about Spence, all Texas fight next. Was that something you'd look forward to?
Yeah, Spence. Any of the guys. Any of the guys up there. Barrios had just showed Spence couldn't, drop Ugas. He couldn't hurt Ugas. You know what I mean? Even Sean Porter, was in there with Ugas. Ugas been in there with all of them, And everybody could say, oh, Ugas is old, But, at the end of the day, Barrios made him look old. You know what I mean? You got to give credit where credit's due. You know what I mean? Everybody can say, oh, he was old, he was damaged. His eye.
But nobody gave Mario a chance.
At the end of the day, bro, them punches that dropped, Ugas didn't land on his eye. They landed on his chin. You know what I mean? So I think he had a great performance. We can't take nothing away from Mario. He did exactly what a young fighter's supposed to do. He went in there and made the old fighter look old.